At long last, although apparently the correspondence had been floating about, we always knew we did nothing wrong with our funding. We always knew that there would never be a case to answer. And we finally got through an FOI a letter from the police to the PPS, and in it they recommended no prosecution. They actually said that not one penny had been used for any purposes that it wasn't intended for. And the police themselves made a comment that there's very few organisations that could say that that never happened, even by mistake. There was a witch hunt to destroy us. We know exactly who was behind it. SEUPB set out to do it. They even accused me of being the whistleblower because they said Fraser will be dead anyway, so they put me down as a whistleblower. We also know there was one or two other individuals that was used in the victim sector. Again, they weren't victims, but working in the victim sector, who they used to try and discredit us. Well, now we want an apology. So Reg Empty has said, after looking through the paperwork, that it's quite obvious there was politics played in this, whatever you want to call it. Let's forget about that. Let's move on. But we're moving on. You have to give us justice. This justice for victims has to start somewhere. We did nothing wrong. It's the same with the mothers of our loved ones. I can understand politicians taking a step back because they thought maybe there was something or there was a problem somewhere. But now you know there's not. We would ask you to start asking the questions. What went wrong? Who made these allegations? Why, when these allegations were found to be untrue, was our funding not reinstated straight away? And why was there an attempt to hide all the evidence that came to light? Because the people in our group, there's Roman Catholics in our group, there's people who are DUP, there's people who are Unionists, and there's people who are none. This is not about party political politics. This is about justice. This is about right and wrong. And irrespective, I know some people think I don't do things the way maybe it should be done. But unfortunately we're left for no choice sometimes but to do it the way we do it. And it does get results. So, you know, it's quite obvious that the people who were behind the attempt to destroy us thought that they could do it. They even actually said that I was the whistleblower and that I would be dead soon, so they would get away with calling me the whistleblower. Did you ever hear the like of that? Now people, I'll say that slowly again. The funders said that they had an impeccable source where they had a whistleblower. Now at the time that was said, I was seriously ill in hospital. And they said it'll not matter because Fraser will be dead shortly anyway. So they basically put me down as a whistleblower because they thought I was going to die. How low can you get? Now, irrespective of politics, I would ask people to look at this from right and wrong. To accuse a man of being a whistleblower while he's on his deathbed, or they thought he was on his deathbed, it's another and total disgrace, irrespective of who he was. And I would even say the same if it was a Provi, which is saying a lot. But the whole instigation of this investigation, why was it done in the first place? Because it says clearly in that report, not one penny was spent for anything that it wasn't intended for. Not one penny. And even the police said that there's very few groups could say they didn't even do that by mistake. But still, SEUPB, with European money, is supposed to help build bridges and build good community relations, has been used to damage community relations beyond, well, I don't believe it's beyond repair. It can be repaired if people will take a stand and say, how long there was wrongdoing here, let's put it right. That's all we're asking. We're not looking for anybody's blood, unlike what happened with us. Not only did we pay a price in blood and suffer over the last 40 years, they tried to dishonour the name of our dead. And forget about trying to destroy my name. That doesn't annoy me. The politicians I would ask you now to come up to the mark. I can understand why you took a step back, some of you. I can understand that. Let's put that behind us. We had asked you now, for the sake of the victims and for the sake of Ulster, come up to the mark and ask what was done